been busy on the phone once again, hearing some really interesting things. We started the day, at least I did, with a tweet from Clarence Hill. Look for the Cowboys to cross the finish line on the hiring of Brian Schottenheimer no later than Friday, possibly today. So I was like, holy cow, I guess this thing's going to be official. Nick Harris Star-Telegram right before we went on the air today. And this was after he himself tweeted this morning, that Shotty had appeared to be getting the job, and said his sources that said they would be surprised were then surprised that this appeared to be happening. I was like, oh, wow, I guess if Nick's kind of saying this now, then I guess this has got to be done, because he was like one of the only holdouts in the Cowboys reporter group. But the tweet came at 1:59. Far from the end, I fear, was the quote. A source just told me regarding the Cowboys head coaching search. This source is the one I have left that has remained consistent. Schottenheimer's going to stay OC. The noise hasn't affected their thinking. Catch me at the end of this, fellas. Well, over the last hour, Nick Harris wrote an article about the possibility of Pete Carroll, and conversations have been going on. You can jump onto the Star-Telegram's website and read more about that, but there's been an informal, and his source said it's at least big enough to report, so reporting it he is. Ed Warder saying the Cowboys have not made a request to the Packers regarding an interview with Rich Bisaccia, but Matt LaFleur told him he thought it would be an excellent candidate to be head coach. So Bisaccia's name is picking up steam. And Josina Anderson said, I've been told some of the head coach prospects the Cowboys interviewed have been told that they will not get second interviews, per league source, but they've had informal conversations with at least one other head coach prospect that I am aware of. So if you are fired up and disappointed by the idea of Schottenheimer being the head coach, I think you have a lifeline here, maybe to somebody. And Brian, you're reporting that this is probably a split jury behind the scenes?
Yeah, I think that Steven and Jerry Jr. are involved in this one, and they're trying to convince Dad to hire Schottenheimer. And Dad is having some resistance. Now, Dad could step back and say, yes, you're right. They did this before. It sounds like when they did it with Mike McCarthy. Hiring of Mike McCarthy. So a little bit of some push from the Sons about, hey, let's get Shotty going. He's going to help Dak. This is the reasons why, Dad. We've talked about this going forward, da-da-da-da-da. And Jerry is actually having some resentment about the potential hire.
Yeah.
And so Jerry's going to do what he needs to do to maybe hold things off. I don't know how long he can hold off.
Hold it off, Jerry.
His son's on this one. We'll see. But that seems to be the direction this thing has been taken.
And I don't know, how to exactly feel about that. I think it is a sign that maybe when Steven and Jerry Jr. take over, with more autonomy or authority, I don't know exactly how to phrase that, but when Jerry's time as the GM is over, no matter what that looks like, I think that would suggest it'll be more about substance than
I don't know about
the sex
that.
appeal of a hire.
Yeah, I would say.
I think Jerry Jones is looking at the fan base and looking at the headlines right now and understands that many Cowboys fans feel the same way Wolchuk does about the potential of hiring Schottenheimer.
What's up, Freddie?
Nothing to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would like Pete Carroll and Schottenheimer together, because I think they would get through to the organization. We can't treat Dak Prescott like he's Patrick Mahomes. And even with Patrick Mahomes, he only threw for 178 yards in the divisional round, right? It's the running game. And whether that's Rico Dowdle or whoever we come across, we need to put a great offensive line together if we want to get the most out of Dak Prescott, not another wide receiver and hoping he can get the job done with mediocre offensive line play. So that's where we are at. The Franklin.
There we go, everybody. There we go. We are here to talk some football. I'm going to bring in the people in a few minutes. Stay patient, Randy. First, before we get started, and I'll get to the chat shortly, let the crowd build, as everybody wants live streams. Got a little video of my cousin, all you Eagle fans out there. Yes, my cousin Bobby, who lives in Sacramento, as soon as I find the video. He has he runs a Eagles Philadelphia Eagle fans of Sacramento. although I am a Cowboys fan, I do tell you that most of my family members, especially around here, Bobby was from here and relocated to Sacramento, California. He gets together anywhere from 300 people for an Eagles game at a local establishment in Sacramento. Here is a picture of Bobby. Bobby is wearing, I believe it's the Seth Joyner, number 59. Help me, Birds fans. This is him dancing. Big boy.
I have a tough time sleeping at sleep when there's a film, I'll tell you that. Project, this ain't what you want. This ain't what you want. Leave it.
Just keep in mind, we are Cowboys fans here, but family is in the house as well. I just talked to my cousin. I said, if the Eagles should make it to the Super Bowl, we will bring him on the show. Yes, we will bring him on the show before the Super Bowl. If not, we'll bring him on another time. But just a reminder to my Eagle fans, go easy on your boy because, my heart goes out to you a little bit. I'm not rooting for the Birds, but if they should win, that's going to make people that I care about happy. So that's always a good thing. So I just wanted to, yes, he's my cousin, Logan. I come from a long line of Eagle fans on that side of the family, that side. But anyway, I digress. So yes, he will be joining the show. We got a lot to talk about. Everybody. And I'm going to let Randy in and he can listen to what I was going to say. I reached out to Ultra. We'll see if Ultra decides to come in or not. I don't know. He's busy over there in Puerto Rico, living large. But let's get to the chat before we get started here. We got Isaac Ramirez, Vinny Hagan. CZ says, go Birds. Logan Motorsports. Vinny, go Eagles. And he's got to get his shots in, Vin. What's up with that? He's got to get his shots in. There's no reason to take shots at the Cowboys. Logan, go Commandos. I hate the Eagles. There you go. Jay, hey, game time. Vinny's with me. I'd take Pete Carroll. I love me some Pete Carroll. Under the circumstances, for a bridge, I like Pete Carroll right now. I really do. What's up, Jimbo? Jimbo's in the house. West Virginia country boy. Hello, everyone. Jerry wants to stay in the headlines. Yes, he does. What's up, CZ? Michael Rizzo. All right, game time. Now, what are you thinking? Well, we're going to get to that. Freddie Trejo. What's up, brother? Brian, you're right that he'd rather be in Dallas, according to James Slater. Pete called Jerry. Well, that was a guess on my part, but why wouldn't you? People, hey, Freddie, we got to let the trolls be trolls, right, Fred? We got to let them do what they're going to do. Make no mistake, when healthy, we are a solid football team. Yeah, we got a lot of holes. I know we got a lot of holes. Pause. Big time pause, but we got a lot of holes. And but you still hit the ground running. Pete Carroll is not a young man, even though he's probably younger. He's probably the youngest 74-year-old that I've ever seen. He's got a lot of spunk for his age. He's a Super Bowl winner, along with Brian Schottenheimer together. They like to run the football, play action off of the run, play physical. That's what they like to do. You're watching the Eagles do that very same thing. So, but anyway, what's up, Clemente? How you doing, my man? Jay, Cowboys need to stop playing with the players and coaches. Jay, they got to stop messing with the fans and dropping names like Deion Sanders out or leaking that that they talked, because that's not helping anything out. If we never heard of the name Deion Sanders in this discussion, there would never be a problem. But when you lead off with Deion and then your fallback is Brian Schottenheimer, all due respect, never has been a head coach in this league. What do you expect the fans to do? You know what I'm saying? It's like saying you won 10 grand and then a guy walking up to you with $100 bill. It's like, okay, this is nice, but you're dangling 10 grand under my nose. You know what I'm saying? Flip Shelton, what's up, brother? Dustin Roberts, what's up? Game Time and Nation, Vinny Hagan, Regina, Susanna. Hey, how are you, Susanna? You're up already over there in, what time is it in, over in the Philippines? It's early. I agree with you there, Jay. Anyway, what's up, Chris May? How are you, brother? Regina Green. What's up, Regina? Ron, ain't happening. Ron, you're a killjoy, brother. You're a killjoy. We're just talking about it. I don't have all the answers, Ronnie. Dwayne Sweetney, what's going on? Flip Shelton, I heard Wade on Law Nation today telling the truth about Jerry. Oh, what? Oh, yeah, he went on Law Nation. All right, game, not worried. You're not about the new head coach. I don't want to see Brian Schottenheimer as the guy. He's a fallback. Washington versus Bills. What's up, brother? Ruben Walls, there he is. How you been, Ruben? It's been a while, brother. It's been a long time. But anyway, let me welcome in Randy, and I'm curious to see what Randy thinks about the possibility. It's only a possibility, people. About the possibility of Pete Carroll along with Brian Schottenheimer. Does that sound better to you?
Hey, Brian, how you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah, it does sound better. I mean, when you can take away the thing that Kellen is going to be interviewing for the Saints coach first for the second time, I believe they may hire him. And yeah, I'm okay with Pete Carroll for right now. I mean, or Schottenheimer, to be honest with you. Well, because I don't know if they're telling us the truth anymore.
Well, again, I understand, but when Jerry reached out and it was a mutual thing, I mean, like there wasn't an interview. They worked together in Seattle. They won a Super Bowl with Seattle. What scares me about Schottenheimer, he's never ran all facets of a football team. So why are we getting a learning curve with the Dallas Cowboys at this stage? We're in a win now mode. I know we have a lot of holes, but listen, you saw what the Commanders did with a rookie quarterback and going out and spending some money in free agency. We have a lot more draft picks. If they do some stuff right, you know, I'm not saying we're going to be where they're at. I'm not going that far, but we could be back in the picture. I mean, it's not that much of a stretch to think that we can be back in the picture. It's not like every other team are going to be injury-free going forward. I don't wish that on anybody, but that's part of the NFL. Teams have down years because of injuries. But anyway, go ahead.
Well, I mean, I agree with you. I mean, we have 10 draft picks, which can help out a whole lot.
And we can turn that into maybe 11 or 12, maybe. Possibly.
Yeah, and honestly, if they just sign 3 or 4 of the main free agents that we have, don't let up the good ones go,
right?
And maybe sign 2 or 3 free agents that will help us out in the draft, so that we're not hamstrung when it's time for us to draft. We can go get the best player that we need to get. You know, that's all I'm saying. I trust the idea that, you know, if the coach from Seattle, I can't think of his name for some reason right now, but
yeah, McDonald, his name is, I think.
No, the one that Jerry's talking to right now.
Oh, you mean Pete Carroll?
Carroll, yeah. I wouldn't mind Carroll because at least he's got coaching experience and he's a coach. He doesn't call the plays. So you'd have to bring an offensive coordinator in here, and maybe they go get Saleh for the defensive coordinator, or maybe if they get
Pete
there's
Carroll, a lot of options.
Yes.
Again, I just don't like how this starts, where you promise, where you leak out, whoever leaked it out. I mean, I highly doubt Jerry leaked it. Maybe Jerry did leak it, and this is what I want to get into. I'm glad Ultra's here. We could all talk about it, but you know, and we're only going by little snippets of what we're hearing, what they think. Again, that's what we do, people. Again, there's nobody that really knows. Even the people that are in Frisco that think they know haven't brought up Pete Carroll's name at all. All of a sudden, he's in the picture. My thing is this. Jerry's rumor has it is that Jerry is sitting back saying, wait. This is going to be my possible last hire, right? And you got Steven and Jerry Jr. saying, well, and they're looking at the Dak Prescott thing. I don't know who to believe, who led the whole Dak Prescott. I don't know. I don't. But the bottom line is we got him for the short term at the very least. So they want to maximize Dak Prescott. So they're pushing Schottenheimer. Jerry's like, well, hold up. Jerry is a smart man. And Jerry's like, well, hold on. How am I going to sell this? And do I really feel comfortable letting Brian Schottenheimer? I'm not saying he couldn't do it, people. But I'm just telling you what's in the mind of Jerry Jones. And he's saying, this is my last shot. Do I want to leave it with a first-time head coach? Or do I want to bring a guy in that's familiar with Schottenheimer, that's won Super Bowls, and it actually plays into Dak Prescott's hand, which is run the friggin' football. Run the football, set up play action, maybe go get DK Metcalf, because that's the next rumor that we're going to talk about. But Ultra Cowboy, please, I need to know from somebody who has a clue, what do you think about this? Because I don't know exactly where you sit, and let me know what you feel about the whole thing that's going down with Schottenheimer, and what your thoughts on Pete Carroll, and what would you like to see?
One thing that I do like about, can you hear me?
Yes, we got you good.
Okay, perfect. One thing them hiring, let's say, for example, if Schottenheimer, is that they continue the same type of offense, a lot of changes on offense for Dak. A lot of people get caught up with Schottenheimer is because they view him as he wasn't calling plays, he's not a sexy pick. But a lot of people tend to forget when Nick Sirianni was hired for the Philadelphia Eagles, and he's going to the NFC Championship 2 times in the last 3 years. I prefer Pete Carroll because he brings some type of stability to them and somebody that has that type of defensive mindset from Micah. So if you went Shotty as the offensive coordinator, Carroll as your head coach, and then who's going to be your defensive coordinator? That's a big thing. Because if Carroll comes in, Zimmer's not going to stay. So that's my big question. Who is going to be his defensive coordinator? Even though he's a guru, is he going to bring back Gus Bradley? Is he going to try to? I think Robert Saleh is headed to the 49ers if he doesn't get a head coaching job. So is he going to try to bring Gus Bradley back? Because he orchestrated the Legion of Boom with Pete Carroll. So I would like that as well. I just want some continuity on one part of the ball, either be on defense or either be on offense. So,
yeah, I like the idea of Gus Bradley. I do. Now, you're freezing up, so I don't know if you got bad internet over there, Ultra, but we heard most of that. I like the idea of Gus Bradley. I do. I mean, Randy, what are your thoughts of that?
That sounds good to me. That sounds real good. If you want a head coach to come in here, you want him to be familiar with the person he's bringing in.
But, I mean, I think that's more of a stable situation. Now, I'm not saying I don't, okay. So if you're telling me this, the alternative would be, okay, Brian Schottenheimer as the head coach and offensive coordinator and Zimmer as a defensive coordinator, I'm fine with that too. I don't hate it, but it does leave a question mark. And from Jerry's perspective, is you're bringing in arguably his last coaching hire. Now, as far as I'm concerned, Jerry's the wizard behind, the curtain. That's why I did the Almighty Oz, the thumbnail. That's Jerry Jones. He's not dumb, people. He knows what sells. He knows At least I think he knows how to win. Now, again, there's no guarantees in any of these. But wouldn't you rather have a nice bridge from Pete Carroll? And I will dare say this. What if it works out phenomenally and they get some playoff wins and the ultimate goal, let's say within 3 years. And then Pete Carroll decides to hang him up. Well, now you got Shotty, who's been here, will roll into that spot potentially, and he would be the guy. So it's not like, hey, Brian Schottenheimer, you're not going to be the coach ever. Well, no, you're dealing with an older man that you've coached under before. He's, as much as I like Pete Carroll, he's not here for the long term. He's not a 10-year coach, but you have him for 3 and then Schottenheimer for 7, and I'm hearing that the whole Witten thing is overblown, that's not necessarily happening and they're not relying on him anytime soon. Not that he won't be a part of the staff, but that's what they're saying anyway. Again, we're only going by what they're leaking out and dribs and drabs. So I like where this is going. But again, we're not there yet. So we need to stay patient and just talk about it. That's all. Ronnie Young, if the Cowboys get Pete Carroll, then Ken Norton Jr. will be back as linebackers coach. Well, again, that would be wonderful. Again, this is what I'm talking about here. Now you're talking about a staff, a real staff with veterans, ex-Cowboys, winners. I'm excited about that. Don't forget Witten is in the wings. He's in the wings, but it's a long way out, Vinny. He's young, long way out. Who do the Cowboys want to hire as a why do the Cowboys won't hire a young head coach? Well, again, it's not the easiest thing, especially when you're dealing with the Cowboys. Nick Saban, 73. I like Nick Saban, but he already had a shot at the NFL and wasn't that successful with the Dolphins. Pete Carroll's won a college national championship, and he's won a Super Bowl. He's been to multiple Super Bowls. If the offensive coordinator didn't call that dumbass pass play at the goal line, he would have 2 Super Bowl rings, right, Ultra?
Correct. That's the only thing about Pete Carroll is that running play.
But I don't know that he was in charge of calling it, though. I don't know. Maybe he was. I don't know. I can't say he wasn't. But
Schottenheimer came in afterwards, if I'm not mistaken, in the Super Bowl.
Okay. So he wasn't there during the Super Bowl? Okay.
No, he wasn't there during the Super Bowl.
Well, then there goes my point. Facts, run the ball, Pete. Again.
No, he wasn't there during the Super Bowl. Then there goes my point.
I need to mute her. There you go. So that's good. Facts, run the ball. Saban loves Dion. So what are you saying? He loves Dion. Everybody loves Dion. But Jimmy Johnson told you what he thought. Right, Ultra? Jimmy basically said,
Brian.
Hey, how are you? I had to mute you because I could hear myself in the background. But how are you? Have the Cowboys want to run the ball? Okay, Ronnie, I was reading it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just very excited. But now we're hearing it may not be imminent. It may wait until after the Super Bowl. So I don't know that I like that. I mean, get your act together. Get your act together. If the Cowboys want to run the ball, they got to get a real running back. Well, that brings me to, we have a lot to talk about. But, again, everybody's saying Genty's going to be off the board, but, the one advantage of getting a running back in the first round, I know I'm just saying if it fell a certain way, then at least you have him for 5 years. It's probably not smart to re-sign him like a running back, but for a second contract. But I don't know. I kind of think that just sit there and take the best player, whoever that is. If it's Genty, it's Genty. But so Ultra, where are you at now, man, with this whole thing? Do you think that it's going to happen before the Super Bowl still, or do you think now they're saying maybe they're going to wait?
No. After reading that book by Calvin Watkins, when they did a last head coaching search, and Jerry wanted to do more interviews, and Steven was pushing for Mike McCarthy, and they settled on only interviewing 2 people. So I think this one might take until the Super Bowl. I still think a dark horse there is maybe he wants to speak to Cliff Kingsbury, and all this is just show.
Maybe
Kingsbury.
it's possible. But it's funny you say that because now that leads me to believe.
I think Jerry's dug in on this one. I think Jerry doesn't want Schottenheimer.
Good. Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know that he don't want him in the organization. He just doesn't want him necessarily as his final coaching hire, in my opinion. Maybe he's been, because you're hearing that it was Steven who wanted Dak, right? He didn't want Dak, right? And then what happened? Dak, he tore his hamstring off the bone. You're hearing, you just said it. Steven wanted Mike McCarthy. Coach Mike, that's who he wanted. And how did that work out? Fine. I understand we had 3 12-win seasons, but ultimately we didn't get the job done. As critical as we are with Dak, we got to be critical with the head coach as well. And we heard a lot of people aren't fans of McCarthy for various reasons, from work ethic or not spending enough time in the building to throwing people under the bus. He's the one Mike McCarthy's the one you can blame for getting rid of Amari Cooper and starting all that shit. Again, I don't know what's true and what's not. I'm just telling you what we're hearing. So I don't blame Jerry. I will trust Jerry. I will trust Jerry over Steven. I'm sorry, any day. I don't know. That's just how I feel. I feel like Jerry Jones has a little life left in him, and he's exercising that. There's nothing wrong with that. Randy, your thoughts, man?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I think Jerry's playing this along. I think he actually already knows who he's going to hire. And I'm afraid to say it, but I believe it's going to be Kellen Moore after all this is said and done. That's just my belief.
Mm-hmm.
I believe he likes being in the limelight right now because every day we're all talking about this. And I believe Jerry has made his decision, and I believe it has been made for a while. And I think it's Kellen Moore the whole way.
I will tell you this. Outside of Schottenheimer, nobody else that they've interviewed is coming in for a second interview. So just to let you know, Kellen's interview was at most, now they're not saying it was 3 hours, but by league rules, it could not exceed a 3-hour Zoom call. So my thing to you is they're not bringing in anybody else that they've already interviewed for a second interview. Either A, Kellen was able to get all of his I's and dotted all of his T's or whatever, crossed his T's and dotted his I's in a 2.5 hour, 3 hours tops interview. I find that hard to believe. I don't believe Kellen's coming here. I believe Kellen will probably end up going to the New Orleans Saints. But McCarthy could also go to the Saints because he's very good friends with the GM of the Saints. So we're hearing that he could be in line for that job. But I don't know.
Let me say this.
Yes.
Jerry talked about his family being a part of the Dallas Cowboys. That was the most important thing. The problem that I have with that is you can't run a family business like that in this situation where you're allowing your whole family to make decisions because let's face it, this is the biggest organization in sports out there. Why in the hell are they half-stepping on all of this stuff? I don't get it. I won't get it. I mean, I guess
There's
I'm
too
just
many hands in a cookie jar, in my opinion.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
And I don't think we're going to find the real answer that's going to happen till after the Super Bowl, so we can talk about this every day and up until then. That's my thing.
Well, it's official. Robert Saleh is back in San Francisco as the defensive coordinator. So, again, you're hearing stuff that's coming official. Ultra was right, or whoever said it. Robert Saleh's off the board. So he was a guy that came in and interviewed. That means he wasn't getting a head coaching job. So there you go, everybody. Oh, wow, that's interesting. I'm just reading some headlines here. Dallas also lost a special teams assistant, Raina Stewart, He's following John Fossil to Tennessee. So Fossil's bringing in his guys. But yeah, it is reported that Jerry Jones has spoke informally to Pete Carroll about the Cowboys head coaching job. So, this is interesting too. Now that they finally fired Trent Baalke in Jacksonville, Liam Cohen could go back there and still be the head coach, even though he returned to the Buccaneers. So things are happening, just not with the Cowboys, right? I think Dallas, yeah, and I think you guys are right. I think Dallas does like the, to be in the limelight. I do, but I also really think that Jerry Jones knows that he can't just hire just anybody. He let his sons get what they want last time, and supposedly Jerry wanted to move on from Mike after the playoffs. So, and like I said, this is what we got to look forward to with Stephen Jones. He's going to take what's comfortable and what's good. And I'm not saying it's wrong. I mean, I get that.
If Liam Cohen's going to get that Jaguars job.
Yeah. Well, Trent Baalke is gone now. He was a bad GM. I mean, I don't know how he lasted that long, but, I think Liam's going there. So, and Robert Saleh is now in San Fran. So things are starting to get a little brighter. I do agree with Randy. I think it does come down to, I don't think they want to bring Kellen back, Ultra. I just don't. But what's up, Virus? Nice hoodie you got. I see you got it, brother. Look at that.
I got it.
Come on now, go get yourself a Game Time hoodie. That's that's quality stuff, right?
Very nice. I might get me one here.
Yes, it's
I like it. It's comfortable, man.
It's a heavyweight too. So you're on the West Coast, so you might be.
It's perfect right now. It's cold as hell.
Yeah. So I try and get good stuff. Bruce Banner's in the house. What's up, man? Respect Mr. Jones. I appreciate that. Assuming you're straight up. Right. Who else? We got Jeff Lee in the house. Rolo. What's up, brother? Also, if Kellen, we can't get him anyway, so it's Mike, since this is all semantics, Chris Johnson. Again, it's the Cowboys, right? They want us talking about them and talking about them. That's what we're going to do. It's exciting in the respect that new was always exciting. I would like Pete Carroll. You like my laugh, Logan? Yeah, I have a sinister laugh, bro.
I bet they got a list they're going down.
Yeah,
the people they want before they do anything. And they're probably holding off on shotty because they're waiting on something else.
Yeah, I don't know that it's Kellen, though. That's where I don't know that I agree with Randy.
I hope not.
I don't know.
I hope not
Kellen
either. Well, I don't want Kellen.
I would rather have Schottenheimer than Kellen. Am I dumb for saying that?
I would too.
Okay.
I would too.
Yeah.
How about you?
I don't think it's going to be Kellen either.
Yeah. Okay. Something about the guy rubs me the wrong way. Eagles, you're winning despite Kellen. Please. Game time. I'm a little paranoid for Sunday, but I must be that chronic. I be smoking. It is what it is, Bruce. You're gonna be fine, bro. I'm telling you. And we got time to break that game down. I just put the link up. I'm just gonna put one link up for both games, so it'll be fun. I think you guys are gonna be fine this weekend. But we'll see. Well, we could talk about that too. But the main focus is on this Cowboys opening right this second. But yeah, we can talk some playoffs before we get out of here tonight. That's fine. Yeah, I don't know. Virus, what's your thought, man? Let's get the panel here. What's your thought between if you knew it was Schottenheimer or Moore, who would you go with?
Schottenheimer.
Okay. Now how about Pete Carroll with Schottenheimer as the OC, and he's actually going to call plays? Because people was like, oh, he's already been the offensive coordinator. He hasn't called plays here.
I think that'd be kind of different. I think I'd like that. Smart office and
that's what I would like.
Yeah.
Change the direction.
I would just like that. I like
it'll be a little different.
I've always been a Pete Carroll fan. I've always been a Pete Carroll fan. Now,
and he's a motivator too. He knows how to motivate.
That's what I'm saying. He's a motivator, but he's not a negative. He's not a. I think that might be the better way to go with this team. I don't know how this team's going to react to I don't even know who's out there that would be I don't think necessarily Dion would be a negative motivator either. Like the Bill Parcells type or somebody who's going to get in your shit. I don't know.
Kellen Moore's not that guy either to get in your face.
No, he's not that guy.
Yeah. Pete Carroll's old school too, so he'll get.
I don't know that he's coming or not
and he's
coming,
won a Super Bowl.
But I think he'll be a perfect marriage for now. I hope Pete Carroll gets the job. See, this is the problem I have with the Dallas Cowboys. They leak shit, or somebody leaks it because it's in multiple outlets. And then it gets hyped up too much. And now it's like now you're getting us excited for what could be. Hey, who knows, Ultra? Maybe they turn around and say, because you know who Jerry really wants. He really wants him some Dion, right?
But if he really wants Dion, then call him. Get it.
Wouldn't that be funny, Ultra, if he just said, Dion, we're going to go with you? That would shock the world at this point, wouldn't it?
They're waiting for to make that commercial to make it. That's what's going to happen.
Maybe.
They're making a commercial right now.
Brian.
Yes.
You and Mark need to do impersonation. Can y'all do good job? Jerry Jones.
If I try, I can do it, but I was just off the cuff. Ultra, your thought though, do you think Dion is still? Because word has it that Jerry really still wants Dion. He can't get him out of his head, so he's trying to find a compromise to Shotty. Because they're not letting him. Supposedly, Ultra, Steven and Jerry Jr. don't want Dion, and Jerry doesn't want Shotty. So Jerry's like, well, okay, fine. Then how about Pete Carroll? Am I wrong in assuming that, or what?
No, I think you're 100% right about that. I think Jerry's got burnt by the last two decisions by his son. So I think he's dug in right now on who he wants.
And
I think he got burnt with the McCarthy one.
Yeah.
And he got burnt on the Dak contract.
And maybe, just maybe, he got burnt on the second, or who knows? What's his name? Coach Clapp. Maybe.
Garrett.
We don't know who was leading that.
Jason Garrett.
Yeah, exactly. We don't know exactly who was leading that whole charge. So, I don't know, man. I'm a little bit more encouraged than what I was.
What up, Drew?
And Chris Johnson said this is probably Jerry's last coach. They shouldn't let him. Well, listen, Chris, he can do what the F he wants if he really wants to. He's trying to make everybody happy, but this is where I say too many hands in a cookie jar for my liking. Sometimes you just need to put your foot down and make a decision. You're going to make wrong decisions. I mean, we always hear about the, Johnny football. All right. I mean, I get it. But what's up, Drew? How are you? Everybody's excited to see you tonight.
What's up, everybody in the chat? Asia, Logan. What's up, Bruce?
Did you see the beginning of the show?
It was on.
My cousin, he lives in Sacramento. He runs it's the Philadelphia Eagles fans of Sacramento group, and they get together for all birds games in California. Anywhere from 100-300 people sometimes at a local establishment.
Where at?
It's, I don't know, somewhere in Sacramento. So I'll have to get. He's going to be on the show. If the Eagles get to the Super Bowl, he's definitely coming on between now and the Super Bowl. If not, then we'll still get him on. But yeah,
I'll go over there and talk. He should hook up with Philly 500. I'm right there. I'm like 45 minutes from there.
Damn, come on now. He's a big boy though. So just I mean,
that's right.
I mean, he's a sweetheart, but he's a big boy. He's probably, I don't know. He's probably 6'2", maybe 350.
Oh yeah, I got the height, but he's got the weight on me.
Yeah, but he's cool. I mean, he would give you a hug and probably he squeeze you to death. But George DC for life. Word NCAA is coming down on Colorado for violation. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. CZ, yeah. All right, go ahead, boys. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying what's up.
Okay. Yeah, no, we're good. We're good. Just sitting here trying to decipher what's going on with this latest news we got for the Cowboys and getting ready for the championship game. So we could talk whatever the chat wants to talk about, but how you feeling? I know how you're feeling, but go ahead and talk about it anyway. How you feeling when it comes to Sunday? Like, what do you see happening, man?
I'm confident. I'm not overly confident because Washington is a team. They're on the roll. Their quarterback is playing lights out, and you have to respect that. But again, I think that our team. I believe we have the best team out of the 4 teams that's left in the division. And number one defense, number one running game. Again, is a recipe for success. And I think that the last time we played Washington, our defense did give up a lot of points, but I think there's nuance to that. Of course, when Jalen went out, we were up like 14-3. I think we were cruising to winning comfortably. And then later in the game, we lost, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, who was a big part of our defense. And I think our defense kind of underestimated Jaden a little bit. And it's a divisional game. So when you play divisional games, anything can happen. It could be a high scoring game, be a low scoring game, very competitive. So in each game,
I'm thinking lower scoring. Everybody's telling me take the over. I don't think so. I think under 47 is the bet, but that's just me. I'm weird. I think it's going to be an under game. It's going to be good weather actually here. Here it's going to be the highest it's been. It's going to be in early like 40 at game time or for like 44.
Say this though, game time. I think this could potentially be a game that Jalen has to put on his shoulders.
He might have to. He might have to.
I don't think Washington can stop our running game, but I think he will try to crowd the box and he'll try to, stop. Well, eventually backs pause, but I think early I would like to see Jalen kind of, get AJ and Schmitty involved, also with with Dallas too. So I'm confident. I think the Eagles will win. I think a 10-point, like something like 27-17. One thing about the Eagles that's been consistent is that teams don't score a lot of points on us. Even last week, they only scored 22 points. So I think our league average was teams that score more than 18 points, and that's a very valid statistic. This must be
Well, I feel one thing about the Eagles. I put $1,000 on them today because I believe that they're going to smoke Washington. Wow. I just believe in my heart. Wow, I think this is easy money. I think it's easy money. And it was like Alabama when they beat LSU and shut them out in the championship game about 5 or 10 years ago. This is easy money.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I mean, I didn't put 1,000. I put $138. I had that. I'm on a roll, so I'm just letting it ride. I already bet it. And that's before a couple Eagle trolls say, no, we don't want you betting on us. Well, I already won twice on you, bro, in the playoffs. So there you go. How's that? Take them apples. But I don't know what to think. Again, you're looking at just looking at the Washington Commanders. I mean, what's his name? Their 2 linebackers haven't even practiced yet. So, Bobby Wagner and somebody else. Oh no, it was Bobby Wagner and Deron Payne haven't practiced yet. So again, we're already on Thursday.
They lost.
Yeah, you keep breaking up again. I don't know why, but anyway, it's they haven't practiced. Maybe it's an update, but then again, you're probably on your phone, so I don't know. Maybe there's an update, bro. But yeah, you keep kind of cutting out like you did the other last couple times. But he gone. So
State of the Cowboys, what up?
What's going on, man? Like I heard that you were on
Law Nation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you call in?
Drew said that.
I called in.
Yeah. How'd that go?
I told Law that, the state of the Cowboys is pretty bad right now, I think.
Well, he agrees with you.
It just, I just think it's bad from the player. I mean, some of the player personnel, like, the ownership, the coaches, Dak, it's just all bad. It's all bad, bro.
It's all bad.
I don't know how it gets better. I mean, that's my whole thing. I don't know how it gets better.
We could walk you through that. I mean,
Let me throw something at Wade. It's not all that bad. They were one block punt mistake or 2 seconds away from finishing with a winning record, 9-8 with all their injuries. It's not all that bad.
Yeah, but at this current junction, I don't care about finishing I don't care about finishing with a winning record.
No, but I'm just saying, you say it's all bad. It's pretty remarkable that they get injuries they had. They didn't have bottom feeder injuries. They had players that.
Yeah, they had major.
The year prior that were getting hurt on the team.
Yeah, they had major injuries.
I got my owner dragging ass on everything right now.
I think you should be thankful for Jerry. I think it's Steven and company that are the problem, Wade. I mean, like you're starting to hear that Steven wanted the Dak contract. Steven wanted McCarthy. Steven's the one that stopped interviews the interview cycle when they hired Big Mike.
Jerry needs to take the reins already and tell his son to sit his ass down.
Exactly. And what they're saying, Wade, is this is his last coaching, most likely. Let's face it. Unless it goes totally in the tank. Dallas doesn't fire just to fire. Dallas if this is a 4-year deal, he's going to coach 4 years. They ain't going to pay a coach to sit home. They're cheap like that. And
now, if I'm Jerry, I'm telling Steven, this may be my last head coach I pick as an owner of this franchise. I'm going to get Dion. You can sit your ass down.
Well, that's the rumor that he wants Dion, and they want Schottenheimer, and his compromise is he reached out, he initiated. Supposedly, Pete Carroll reached out to Jerry through certain connections, and Jerry called him. Now, I wouldn't mind that, but I want your thought on that. Like a Pete Carroll head coach with a Schottenheimer offensive coordinator. Would you like that?
It's
better, right?
Anything. Yeah, I mean, Pete Carroll, yeah.
I mean, he won a national championship in college, and he's been to 2 Super Bowls. He's won 1.
Yeah. I'm not going to say, everyone say, oh, Pete Carroll's old. Hey, man, that guy, he's pretty.
Young. Yeah.
He's young at heart, and the guy's in shape for his age. That's all I'm saying. That guy ain't slowing down.
Yeah,
exactly. He still runs up and down up the field with these players.
Pete Carroll. One thing I've learned about living up here, watching a lot of Seattle games and hearing a lot of things about Pete Carroll. He's the kind of guy that will bring his players together. He'll get them involved in things together to bring them together as a team. And I think that's something that we do need.
Yeah, Wade, if
I don't know.
Carroll
I just feel that
Dion
could change this franchise. That's what I feel.
Well, Dion could too, but
Yeah, if Pete Carroll comes, who he's going to bring? He's going to bring Ken Norton Jr. back.
Oh yeah, I miss Ken Norton.
So again, I like that. Now, obviously, Dion, I think, is everybody's number one choice, just because it's a culture change instantly. It brings certain amount of credibility. Whether they're going to be better or not under Dion, who knows? But at least we know. I actually like I know it sounds weird, but I would actually like the Pete Carroll for the on-field better, knowing who he's going to bring. I don't know exactly. I would have to know who Dion's going to bring. I don't really care for his offensive coordinator at Colorado. So if he's going to try and stuff that down our throat, then I don't know. But everybody has their own. Everybody has their own. So, but I kind of like the Pete Carroll. I don't think necessarily it's going to happen, but I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
It is a tough one, but something we got to talk about.
I mean, we're going to be in very bad shape when Jerry dies. We're going to be in perpetual just mediocrity when Steven takes full control.
I agree with you.
We gonna be in bad shape. That cheap bastard, man. I just don't like how he operates. Period.
Do y'all know the difference between Dion and Pete Carroll or anybody else? It's money. It's money. This team's, like I said, the biggest team in the world as far as money, and they won't spend good money to get a good coach.
You think it's Steven trying to not be the
Yes, it's Steven doing all of this crap.
Yeah.
And Wade's right. As soon as Jerry kicks the bucket, we're in some serious trouble.
Well, maybe he'll hire a GM though. See, the problem is now.
Yeah, but even if he hires a GM, Steven will still be hovering over like, no, you can't do this, you can't do that, because Steven's still going to want to be the capologist.
He's the clone of Jerry.
Well,
I think Steven's running the cap right now.
He is.
George says right Steven doesn't have full control. You forgot about the daughter. I don't know about her, bro. George, I don't know what she's in charge of. She's in charge of the restaurants and all that marketing stuff. Jimbo, do you think the Joneses have the money problems?
But I've been saying that for years that it's Steven.
Yeah, they don't have money problems.
It's not
They're just
Jerry.
cheap.
I think opponents are all. I think each one has its own variable. Jerry has his variable. Steven has his variable, And I think that's what makes it hard.
I think Jerry needs to stand up and say, this is what we're going to do this year. This is my team. I bought it. Yeah, if y'all don't like it, step aside. I'm going to do what I want to do.
Dave Thompson, Adam Pacifica, he's actually in charge of the cap. He's the guy from Landmark Grill. He used to run a restaurant. Now he's running our salary cap. And between him and Stephen Jones, they're confused. It's like going to sitting down at an algebra or a trigonometry class, and they don't know they're asking the hole in the ground as far as math goes. I just think they're really behind. I don't know if they don't know, but they just don't seem like they're up on the cap at all. Steven needs to stay away from football business, says Michael. I don't know if you guys thought about this, but Pete Carroll just get hired. Was it a Ken Norton Jr. at one time? Yes, that's what I'm saying, Rizzo. You'd probably see a Kenny Norton Jr. back in the fold, which is that would be fantastic. I hated when he left after we won the Super Bowl, so I would love to see Kenny Norton back here. I really would. I mean, I know he came back as a coach, didn't he, for a little bit? I think he did, but
he's with 49ers right for a while too.
Yeah. Hey, Eric, what's up, buddy? How you been? So yeah, go ahead, Drew.
Still breaking up?
A little bit, yeah. I don't know what that's about, but yeah, you are.
Okay.
I mean, I heard that, but if the Jones family Jewish, I don't know. I don't think so. But
I know he's going there with that.
I'm not. I don't believe so. I don't know what it is as far as spending cash. I just think it's the old adage. And if you hear Jerry talk, as much money as they have, and they fly around in copters, I think they're fairly down to earth people away from. I don't know how lavish. Then again, they have yachts, so I don't know what to believe. Maybe it's the old, the more money you have, the cheaper you are. Like I said, people who tip me on my mail route, they're not the most people. I have some real expensive houses on, and I don't get a dime. They don't even look my way here come Christmas time. Or I have, somebody who's working a 9 to 5 or a 9 to 7, busting their ass, and I just think that they're reminded about. What the regular folk do, but
what the regular work style is.
You know what I mean? Who the hell knows? I don't know the mentality of a billionaire, but yeah, Mike Oldana, what's up, brother? Scrooge Jones.
Well, Jerry Jones was poor in L.A., wasn't he? Before he became super rich.
Again, you say that, right? You say he was poor. Could you scrape up $150 million in financing if you really had to? That's the thing. They all cried that they didn't have $2 He scraped up $150 million to buy the Cowboys. Shit, if I could scrape half of that, or 1/100th of that, you know what I mean? So I think they had money. Yeah, he was poor at one point in his life, right up until the point where he struck gold in the ground.
Gold, right? They hit the gold.
The liquid gold.
The liquid gold. Yeah, I just got that cup too, actually.
Oh, did you?
Car.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's in my car. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I was telling my wife, or my producer, I was like, well, yeah, they're all cool and all, but I need to get to travel because I can't take that in the car with me. I need to get some.
Yeah, he was originally trying to buy the San Diego, the Chargers. A long time ago. I don't know if you heard him talk about that.
No.
Yeah, the first team he tried to buy was the Chargers, but that was long before he tried purchasing the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard something.
This is like probably like back in the 70s. Like
supposedly,
early 60s.
Yeah, supposedly he grew up right near where the new SoFi Stadium is, or not grew up, but in his young business career, his family did relocate there, and they didn't have hardly any money. That's what I'm talking about, Vinny, like a travel mug. Yeah, I got to do that, bro. I'll get 20 of them made, and that'll be it. So I need one myself. But yeah, so I don't know, man. I just want it to get over, but in a way, I don't want them just to take somebody who. I don't have a problem with them waiting a little bit. I mean, what's 2 weeks gonna do? Really, think about it. Is 2 weeks gonna hurt us if they wait?
I think if they wait, game time is going to be Kellen Moore.
Did you hear Kellen's going? Well, I can give you this information, Drew.
Yeah,
Kellen's going back to New Orleans for a second interview. Nobody that Dallas has already interviewed is scheduled to come back for a second interview other than Schottenheimer, who already had it. Robert Saleh has just signed back on as defensive coordinator of the 49ers. And so he's gone. So I don't believe it's going to be Kellen.
I agree. If you wait, especially if the Eagles win the Super Bowl, you're going to hire Kellen.
I don't think so. I think he's going.
I got a question for you, Drew. I got a question for you. You guys won the game, right? Remember the end of the game when you guys have the best running back and the best offensive line in football, and Kelly called a pass and Hurts got sacked for like a 12-yard loss, and you had to kick the ball back. What would you have done if the Rams went down and scored? Would you be that highly of? That's what we're saying about Kellen. Kellen makes some stupid decisions that eventually can catch up and cost you.
Mm-hmm. We could, but it didn't.
It didn't that game, but what he's just basically saying is we've seen him a lot more than you have. What you guys are doing, I'm not here to take away from Kellen, Drew. I would say I'd give more credit to Sirianni. Kellen is just doing Kellen things, and he's not even really implementing any sort of offense that he's known for. I guess the smartest thing you could say what Kellen's doing is he's not forcing his shit on Jalen and the team, because Howie went out and got a dynamic running back behind a dynamic offensive line. But
that running back is saving their day. That's their hero.
But I mean, that's what always used to frustrate the Cowboy fans. There was no rhyme or reason sometimes, and when it went, like Drew, like Kellen, he's probably not going to cost your team just based on how it's built. But I think you were going to do this whether it was Kellen or fucking Brian Johnson was there. I think you would have maybe have done the same thing. It's just my opinion. I mean, we'll never know. But I mean, Kellen would always annoy us because he would have these unbelievable statistical games and then get into a big game and then do something stupid, like Ultra just said. Like, put him in a position that you didn't have to be in. It's like they're out, like these guys try and outthink themselves. Almost like that. Like, wasn't it the Eagles who tried to fake what was that? Like, it was a couple weeks ago. It was like a fake punt or no, it was the tush push that they faked and tried to throw the ball.
Yeah, I remember that play.
Oh yes,
Instead of just fucking nobody could stop your tush push. All right? I was like, why would you do that? But that's Kellen for you. I don't know. But I still think you guys win big this Sunday. But I don't know. Kellen's got a second interview with New Orleans, so
I think Sirianni has
You can't complain about what he's doing.
No, you can't. And like I said,
I don't know how anybody can. We always make jokes, but shit, he's getting the job done. So I think you got to call us, just call it a hunter and just be honest.
You see, you got to give it to. I mean,
that's what I mean, Bruce. It's Stoutland that's run game exactly.
And what I think is impressive that I like what Nick did is that Nick got out of his own way because he, the Detroit coach, try to outdo and try to show who has the biggest balls, and why you wind up shooting yourself in the balls. You know what I mean? Yeah. So he got out of his own way and said, "Look, let's just keep it simple, stupid. We run the ball. That's what we have. We have good defense. I think that's good." And people are complaining about Jalen, but I mean, Jalen hasn't thrown an interception since I think like week 6. That's pretty damn impressive. You know what I mean? He's not turning the ball over.
But that's what having a running game helps. That's what.
What's up, Bobby?
Having Saquon is doing is helping Jalen, avoid those, because it allows you to do play action so much and so much things because people got to cheat down, and then they're worried about him running anyway.
Well, I'll say this about the Eagles. Their best part of their team is their offensive and defensive lines. I don't care what nobody says. You build in the trenches, you're going to win a lot of games, period. And y'all made the best free agency signing to go along with it. You hit a home run.
I agree. And
bottom line right there.
In the offseason, I always said that, my 4 categories of building a successful team starts with head coach, offensive line, defensive line. If you have those 4 aspects, you can plug and play, other pieces.
Honestly, Drew, I've been saying that since Andy Reid was in Philly. Well, when they had the offensive line, because they had a good offensive line then. It's not any hidden secret how to do it. Just stupid franchises just try and outthink themselves. You would have thought, who has a closer seat than the New York Football Giants and how to get their ass kicked? Because I don't think they've beaten the Eagles in how long? You would have thought that they would have said, "Hey, listen, as much as we like this offensive player or Jalen Hyatt, who I said was going to be a bust, or this or that, go out and get yourselves the big offensive line, good offensive line and good defensive line." Now, they've had some good defensive lines, but it's just unbelievably astounding that nobody can take what the Eagles have done over the last 20 years. I understand they haven't won but one Super Bowl. Still, they've been a very successful franchise playing that way. That's all you get asked for. People forget that they've just run into some buzzsaws. You figure you have the Kansas City Chiefs, you have the New England Patriots, and you have the Philadelphia Eagles. I hate to say it, but you know what I mean? Like over the last 20 years, those are the 3 best teams. Do you think, Ultra, or what? Am I being too nice?
I was getting out the 49ers once in a while. Telling the truth.
What? I didn't hear it real good because my internet was in and out.
Yeah, it's spotty.
That for me? Sorry about that.
No, I said
today it's spotty.
Yeah, like over the last 20 years, you had New England, you had Kansas City, and you've had the Eagles. As far as
Seattle.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the Eagles have been good for most of that time. Now,
the Giants. But if you want to base it on Super Bowls, I would say
I'm
Patriots
not, because
in the Giants.
Only 2 teams
go by
have really
Super Bowls.
won Super Bowls.
Giants at 2, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's true. But I mean, the Giants are like this, though. They're like up and down and up and down. So, New England and Kansas City have multiple rings. Flip Shelton. Agreed. I just think the Eagles have gotten unlucky. When
Dallas, you can say the 49ers have been up down too
when Dallas was a team in the 90s, they didn't have the Niners. That was really it, right? That was the only other team that really was a consideration. Ultra. I mean, who else in the 90s?
Kind of had Detroit a little bit. Well, if you're talking about NFC, you had Detroit a little bit.
But I'm just saying, like, we look at the decade of the 90s, who was a threat? I like Buffalo, right?
The Saints or Steelers.
Yeah.
49ers.
The 49ers.
Yeah, that's what I said, 49ers.
49ers, yeah.
I mean, that's how you got to look at it, Trader Chris. I mean, since 2000, we have to give the Eagles their credit. Now, it's not their fault, but it's not their fault that they came across Tom Brady and now
Texans.
Patrick Mahomes. I mean, that's
Oilers.
That's bad luck, but it is what it is. And I heard a stat, and Ultra, maybe you know this because I'm confused. I thought that Marino made it to the Super Bowl as a rookie.
He did.
And he never made it after that. Yep,
But how come I keep hearing that Jaden Daniels is the first rookie to make it to a Super Bowl if he goes?
No, Joe Burrow did it too. Or no, was it the second year?
So I'm just curious what that stat was. So I don't know. It was very.
Was it ESPN?
I don't know who it was. I heard it multiple times. So yeah, I think it was ESPN. Yeah.
Didn't Tom Brady win a Super Bowl as a rookie?
Exactly. That's what I was just thinking too. Yeah, wasn't he a rookie?
Maybe it was.
Brees went out?
Maybe Tom
Brady was drafted, and then his first year, Bledsoe got
started
hurt.
Every game as a rookie. Maybe something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, I just thought it was weird. It kind of hit me funny. Yeah, and the Ravens too, Jamie. That's a good one. I would say the Ravens in the last 20 years. I'm just here to give the Eagles their credit. I know a lot of Cowboy fans hate it, but they're on the cusp of yet another Super Bowl. So, and yeah, we got hot and we have a bunch of them, and I'm not trying to rub that in, but it's been so long that it's embarrassing even bringing it up. No, I will continue to bring them up. But I'm only saying that it's not easy to win them, but the fact that you're still there knocking on the door yet again, that's freaking impressive.
I would say the Eagles have been one of the more consistent.
Right. I would agree with you.
21st century.
I mean, it's not rocket science. These are facts, people. I mean, my hate aside, I wouldn't say hate, but my dislike aside, But here you go. Tommy 1. No, Dan Marino did not go to the Super Bowl as a rookie. He went to the Super Bowl in 1984, his second season with the Miami Dolphins. But maybe he didn't play as a rookie then. How about that? Maybe? Did he play as a rookie?
Well, then I think you can say that Jalen Hurts. No, Jalen Hurts did the same thing or no?
He was in the
because he didn't. Or no, Jordan. Oh no.
No, I have to research that, Tommy T, because maybe he was but didn't play as a rookie. I always thought he made it as a rookie.
I thought he made it as a rookie. I know he came out of that great draft class of '83. Him, Jim Kelly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I have to do some research. It's all right, Trader Chris. Us old people remember that, but it's all good. Dan Marino was arguably my favorite quarterback as growing up outside of the Cowboys guy. I mean, I've always been I've been a Staubach fan. I love Danny White, the poor guy, and then obviously I loved Aikman. But I loved Dan Marino, man. The quick release, gun, accurate. How can you not like him? So I think that Achilles pretty much ruined him. Once that happened, he was a stationary target. And the Miami Dolphins didn't give him an offensive line like they should have too. So it got real spotty after that. What's up, Philly D? How are you, man?
Oh, Wade didn't wait.
Indeed.
Look at Wade. Fucking yeah, go, my man.
Come on, you got 5 more in you. Come on.
Yeah, he's like, you guys can see me?
He's all shit. I get busted.
Look at Wade, my man.
Oh, dude. All right.
He ain't just a singer. He's going to be.
He's on to become Garth Brooks pretty soon.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, he's going to be like doing spots for Golden Corral soon. He's going to be doing he's going to be doing some commercials.
I got to do what I got to do.
They're playing the Super Bowl in '83.
I need this protein.
What's that?
Hey,
I got to work off this Golden Corral.
No, I'm talking to Ultra. What's that, Ultra?
Yeah, that's me. My bad. I'm just checking to see.
The Raiders beat the Washington in '83. Now, just remember, the Super Bowl is years
the next year later.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went the following year. I was thinking because of '83, he was drafted. He went. They were Super Bowl.
But did he
83.
play in '83? Maybe
no,
he
was drafted in '83. That was the '82 season.
Yeah, but did he play as a rookie? Maybe that's what it was.
1983 is when they played the Super Bowl, and he got drafted in that April of '83. So he went the second year he went to the Super Bowl.
Okay, but maybe he didn't play his first year, is what I'm saying.
No, he played his first year. He was a starter.
Okay, so then I don't know what he was still young, and never made it back. So Marino was the youngest QB to ever start in a Super Bowl game time. That's Philly D. So okay, so he was the youngest. I got you. Per Google, Marino was a rookie in 1993, and the Raiders and Redskins were in the Super Bowl. Yes. So, and I believe. Was that the Marcus Allen year?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where he
that run.
Yeah, that's what I remember. That's what I remember, that run. Another great player. Loved Marcus Allen. Body by Carroll. Golden Carroll. It's like Bond, James Bond. So Anza G, what's going on? Vinny Hagan, a series says no rookie played in the Super Bowl.
Everybody's all asking what the hell I'm doing.
He's got biscuits and gravy in one hand and weights in the other. So he's pounding it. You gotta, I'm with you. Marino went 7-4 and made the Pro Bowl his rookie year. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So, but all right. Well, just real quick, Drew's not here, is he? Now he keeps leaving. He keeps breaking up too. I did see where Eagles are a 1-point favorite if they played the Bills, and a 1.5-point underdog if they played the Chiefs. So they're technically not the favorite. The Chiefs are still the favorite. Ultra, I got a question for you. Yeah, for the whole panel, but first, Ultra. If the Chiefs go to a Super Bowl, in my opinion, there ain't no way in hell they're losing an opportunity to win 3 in a row.
Nope.
I agree 100%. And, it's funny how Mahomes and Kelsey turning up for the playoffs. That's something that Wade always says, that, when it comes to the playoffs, Dak doesn't turn it up in the playoffs. Mahomes shortly does.
Well, there you go.
The perfect example. And I'll finish
Dak
with
folds like a cheap tent from Goodwill during the playoffs.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine the Super Bowl? Kellen Moore did that play that Hurts got the ball and he got sacked. They gave the ball back to Mahomes. You think Mahomes would lose that game?
No. Not even. No way. What do we
Mahomes
keep hearing?
On a broken ankle.
What do we keep hearing about? Mahomes to Kansas City? We keep hearing that they don't have a lot of talent. What's up, Twiz? They don't have a lot of talent. They don't have this. The Bills are going to win. I love Kansas City this week. I know that pisses a lot of people off. The Bills are not going in and beating Kansas City. But if they do, then I'll own it. But I don't see it happening. I think the Chiefs are home, and they're going to win again. But if they win,
Taylor Swift's going to be there and be their good luck charm.
But I mean, if the Eagles play them, just remember you're going to be playing a team who's trying to go for something in the. I mean, I understand it's happened with New England, but it's hard to do in the salary cap era to win 3 straight. That's
Did
crazy.
New England do it 3 straight?
No.
No,
I don't think New England did it. This is going to be the first time.
Ooh.
That'll be the first time.
Yeah,
New England
almost did it, but they didn't
New
do
England
it.
almost did. They almost went undefeated. That you're doing it too.
And that was the year that we choked. That was Cabo, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Was it Cabo year? I think when I don't
When
know.
Tony Romo
No,
and
it was takeoff year.
I don't know that was the Cabo year.
Yeah.
I don't know that was a Cabo. It may have been, but yeah. Well, they won 2. That's why I'm saying meaning the Giants. So, Vinny Hagan, they don't get enough credit my opinion, they don't get enough credit for the other Kansas City Chiefs.
Like Ultra said, yeah, Kansas or freaking
They should have did it, Flip. They should have did it in '94. But fucking Jerry had you go on an all-night bender and most likely a coke-induced bender banging lot lizards and decided to get rid of Jimmy Johnson. So that's, in my opinion, that's what was happening. He got a little full of himself, and the guy who created everything, Jerry wanted to take some of the limelight away from Jimmy. He was jealous of his buddy. So
that team would have won 4 in a row.
Yep, absolutely. It was coming to an end eventually, but we would have won the 4. You could bet your ass we would have. And and
we would have had 7, just like.
Well, and it is what it is. The ifs and buts were candy and nuts, but that's just what it is, and you can't tell me any different. No State Farm commercials this year. KC is in trouble. Bobby Babinski. You keep thinking that, bro. You keep thinking that. Yes, Dallas should be the first team to win 3 in a row. Flip. You mean 4 in a row?
Everything is like a trend. You got to think of it.
Oh, yeah, 3 in a row. Right.
We need the first woman president. We need the first black president. We need the first 3-team winning champion.
Yeah, and Chris, I'm only saying that, if I'm an Eagle fan, I am rooting for the Bills. The Bills have a phobia from winning Super Bowls. They just do.
I know.
Yeah,
I know what you want,
for the
Drew,
Bills.
but
I'm pulling for the Bills, but man, this still scares the crap out of me.
I think that would be tough.
But I'll be happy if the Bills did it, because man,
I know what you're saying, but I'm just telling you, if the Bills get there, it's going to haunt
come on,
them
James
again.
Cook. That's all.
I think Eagles beat the Bills, in my opinion.
Then they get beat by every NFC East.
I mean, I think Eagles can play. I'm just saying, Drew, that, man, you're going to play Andy Reid and you're going to play Mahomes, and they're going to be going for a 3-peat.
Oof.
That's
going to be hard.
That's a tough spot to have to play them in. They're going to be a desperate team trying to search for glory. It's not just like a Super Bowl. It's
the glory hole.
Yeah, glory hole.
I think the Eagles have the better roster of all the 4 teams, but they have the worst quarterback of the 4 teams.
No, not the worst quarterback. The best. We got the second best quarterback.
And I think quarterbacks is the ones that usually take you.
You have the second best quarterback?
After Mahomes, absolutely.
You don't think Josh Allen's better than him?
You know what?
That's close, right?
Slightly.
I mean, I'm just saying. I'm not here to. I think it's close. It's a conversation, but I think most people will put Allen over him. I personally would put him over Jaden Daniels, only because of what Cowboys have done to Jaden Daniels. But it doesn't seem like a lot of other people are doing that to Jaden Daniels. They're not looking at the tape or whatever, but we really,
I think we just know better.
I just think we should have beat him twice. I'm glad we didn't the second time. They pulled his ass out of the game. He was pissed on the sideline, and they had to have Marcus Mariota come in and beat the Cowboys in order to get to play in Tampa. So
let me tell you what the numbers for Jalen Daniels right now in the 2 games that he's played in the playoffs. He's 46 for 66, 70% completion, 567 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interception, and 283 yards. And that's not even including the rushing, what he's been doing.
Looks like a recipe for winning for me.
Dude, that's their running game.
That's dangerous right there.
That's their running game right there. That's the thing, though. Are you going to be able to get away with that against the Eagles?
They got Eckler.
He's actually looked good last game. First time in a long time.
I'm going to tell you what, I think these 2 games coming up, AFC Championship, NFC Championship games, are going to be off the hook. I think they're going to be really good games.
It's going to be good. They're going to be it's going to be a battle.
Yeah, but you got, on the AFC side, you got 2 guys that have faced each other before going at it again, and then you got a division rival game. I mean, what could more can you ask for?
I think that's our Super Bowl right there.
And they're all good,
Can I ask Ultra?
The Eagles should win on Sunday, but they're dealing with a quarterback that's playing on a high level right now. That's the only concern they should have right now. It's like when Eli went to that second Super Bowl. He was playing remarkable during those playoffs.
Get the fuck out of here. Look at this.
Ultra.
Oh my god.
How many yards did what's the running back for Detroit? Not Montgomery.
Gibbs.
How many yards did he average against the Redskins? Look that up for me real quick.
Yeah, they and they still got but they only gave him 3 carries in the second half to Jamar Gibbs. They got too cute in the second half. Washington, you can run on Washington.
Exactly, and that's my point. If you can run, and see them scoring they're not scoring 30 points on this. They're not scoring 30 points.
But the same thing can be said about your defense. The Rams put over 100 yards rushing on you guys and put up almost 400 yards passing the football. So it's a matchup league. Who knows what plays that? I'm just saying Jaden Daniels right now is playing at a high level. That's all I'm trying to say. Is it enough to carry their team over the Eagles? That's to be seen because you have a better team than them. But right now, he's playing on a remarkable level right now. That's all I'm trying to say.
And that's fair. But Vic Fangio's defense will let you have that. You're not going to point. You're not putting points on the board. You can throw for 300 yards, and he had 2 turnovers. There were a total of 4 turnovers throughout the whole game. So you have the number 1 defense. We're high up there. We may be with the turnover ratio. So if Gibbs was averaging 7 yards a carry, my God, Barkley is going to go bananas. He's going to go bananas.
Well, Gibbs is very good too. I mean, look what he's done.
Yeah, Gibbs is a great back.
He's not.
Yeah, 4 touchdown runs or 4 touchdowns. I know in that first playoff game. So that was impressive alone.
He's good, but he's not Barkley.
He's Barkley.
He's young,
bro.
He's going up there.
Gibbs is up there.
Yeah.
Brian Robinson.
He's only a sophomore, buddy.
Could be another one there in Washington. I mean, and that other guy in Atlanta. So
Bijan. Bijan Robinson.
Yeah, there's going to be some.
All I'm trying to say
about him in the coming years.
I hear you, bud. I hear you.
That's all I'm trying to say is that he's playing.
He paused.
Yeah,
his reception.
Yeah, he's got bad. Must be
He's right though. They have been playing, very well, and Jaden has been too after his debacle. So
the thing is, all
point.
Been to the Super Bowl at least one time. You know what I mean? All of them. So they all got experience in there. Sometimes it's just all depends on the players who plays that day.
Yeah, Tampa OC Liam Cohen not answering Tampa phone calls, wants head coaching job for Jags. Who knows these days? Yeah, Clemente. That's because they went and fired the Jacksonville GM Trent Baalke. Finally, I guess. What's that? Shad Khan, the owner of the Jags, finally realized that the best thing to do was to get rid of the GM because he's killing that franchise. So Cohen would be a great hire. Philly D. Vic will take care of Daniels. I don't know, man. Ultra just said he's playing at a high level. I think you're going to have to win despite Daniels. Hurts about to get sacked 7 times. Told you about Liam Cohen. Yes, he's very good. Yeah, again, Twiz, we should have reached out. You're right, but you know how that goes with Jerry Jones and Steve. More importantly, Stephen Jones.
The Redskins just lost their top guard, their top offensive lineman.
Yes, he's out. So everybody has to understand that's not going to help stop a Saquon.
Jalen Carter's going to eat.
Washington scored 36 on the Eagles defense last time they played. Yeah, but again,
that doesn't mean they're going to do it again.
I like the under in the game myself. I think.
Now I got a question. Sorry, Drew. Sorry.
No.
Drew, I got a question for you. I got a question. Washington has a decent pass rush, right? You guys gave up 7 sacks last week. Is that a concern for you?
No, because look at this. If you look at more than half the sacks that the Eagles allow, it's on Jalen. It's either Jalen like scrambling into a sack, running out of bounds. It's not like he's sitting in the pocket and just
like a coverage sack. You mean?
Yeah, it's not. It's that. That's not the kind of sacks that we allow. So no, I'm not concerned at all. I am concerned with ability. You know what I mean? I don't know where the knee is. So if he's mobile enough to where he can scramble, then I'm not concerned at all. If he's not, if the knee is a little bit compromised, then he's going to have to, kind of get rid of that ball and do what he needs to do as a quarterback. But no, the sacks don't concern me at all.
Yeah. Well, Bobby's been in and out. I don't know. Bobby's back. What's up, Bobby?
Tripping.
They give up 5 turnovers. We win by 20. Yeah, I would agree with that. Remember, I'm not going to couch it.
You got a new member, I guess. I don't know who.
Yeah, no, it was Bobby.
Was it Bobby?
Well, he's been a member, but he keeps letting it expire, and then I don't know. Who knows? Bobby. Yeah, he's back, but I'm just saying he lets it expire, and then whatever. It's fine. He's back. He's back. He's eligible for the drawing in a couple weeks. Twiz, Lattimore didn't finish the game either. No excuse. What's up, Meest? How are you, man? Listen, we have a lot to talk about. This is going to be a fun weekend. I'm at least happy that we have an NFC East championship. One of the teams coming out of the NFC is going to be an NFC East team. You can say what you want about the hate and all. There is a sense of pride about the NFC East being good again. I got into it a little bit in one of my comments. Somebody made a comment saying, "Oh, Dallas should be out of the East." Drew, that would be the worst possible thing they could ever do.
Game time, I'm going to cut out because my internet is messing up today.
Bro, I'm going to end it anyway, so thank you. We'll do something this week, all right?
Later, Ultra.
All right, brother.
All right, gotcha.
See it. Don't you think, Drew, that's what makes it great? We're trying to get Dallas to be good when the Eagles are good. That's always when it's great. But who the hell would ever want to move this division?
No, they don't touch.
This is great.
It's stupid. I get what they're saying, Drew. They're saying, "Oh, well, you should be in the division with the Arizona Cardinals." I get what they're saying, New Orleans Saints. But that's what the rivalries. This goes back a long time. Why would you want to mess with that?
You can't touch it. You can't
put Arizona back in our division.
It pisses me off when people want to say that. It's like, we're getting our ass handed to us. Who cares? I like it. I mean, I don't want to go to play Arizona and New Orleans. That's not rivalry to me. I don't know. That's not.
Arizona kind of is.
Well, it's just not a rivalry to me, though. I grew up going to the vet, going to the games. That's what it's about. It's very.
And when I say stuff like about Dallas, some people may think it's hate, but no, I want Dallas to be good.
That's how I want, but the Eagles, and they are. But, I'm glad that Washington's good, Drew, because at least we get to see. NFC East football. I mean, I enjoy it. So I think the Eagles have the upper hand. If there's any more Commander fans in here, good luck to you. My bet's already in. I think I don't think it's relatively close, to be honest with you. I think it's close for a little bit. I think Eagles win by 2 touchdowns, but
2 touchdowns.
I'm not saying I'm rooting for it. I'm just telling you what I think. I could be wrong. Tell me I'm wrong, Tommy T. I hope, for your sake, I'm hoping I'm wrong. I can't,
I'll stand up for the Commander fans here. How about that?
Yeah, I'm standing up for the Commander too. Come on.
Because you know why? I bet $10 that they would win.
Commanders. I'm not saying I'm rooting for the Eagles. I'm telling you what I think. Washington is a team of destiny.
Yes, sir. I think so. I've been saying.
Okay.
Beginning of the season. Remember, I said they're a team up and coming.
Ryan, you and I are on the same page. Under Eagles by double digits. Yeah, I might do the under 2 trader, Chris, but I'm normally not a big bettor, but when it gets to the playoffs,
Brian.
Yes, ma'am.
Mark gonna be the biggest Commander fan. He ain't going for no Eagles.
I don't know that that's the case. Mark hates Washington because of where he lives.
You guys are. That's funny. You live by the Eagles. He lives by Washington.
He lives right in the heart of DMV, right in the heart of it.
Dang.
He
That must be
hates
hard for him.
Washington, but
That must be hard.
you're probably right because he's got to deal with Big Sills and Philly 500, so maybe he is. But how could my thing, Drew, is how could a Dallas fan even say anything? Yeah, at this point, you're embarrassing yourself if you're going to criticize either franchise. Worry about your own franchise. Get it out of the gutter. Right now, we just got a curb stomp this year. We have half of our teeth right now, not even. We need to go to the doctors and get fixed a little bit before we can run our mouth. That's
we're not no better. We're a little better than New York right now. It's okay.
You still there, Randy?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, brother. I'm sorry. I'm doing a lot of talking. We're going to wrap it up soon, but just sitting there, wanted to have a stream and talk about some of the issues at hand. We have plenty of time to talk about this weekend's football. We'll be streaming the games. Maybe I'll do a stream Saturday night. Maybe I'll do a pre-stream stream. Delete Redskins, stop Saquon, they win. Let Hurts beat you. Only chance to win. I agree with you. I agree. Easier said than done, though. Randy, what's your opinion on the game? Honestly.
I think the Eagles are going to win about 34-17.
So you like it even worse than I do. I hope
Well,
it's a close game.
look at every position on the Eagles team and look at every position on the other team. It don't match. And really and truly, the game that Washington beat Philly didn't matter to Philly. So that's the way I look at it. I mean, Philly didn't lose, but one or two games? They could have easily lost one game this year. So really and truly, and I'm a big Cowboy fan, and it kills me to say this, but Philly has got one of the best two teams in football this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see them being stopped Sunday.
But didn't we say the same thing against Lions last week?
The only way they lose is their field goal kicker. Elliott hasn't been consistent this year. If it's a close game and he, gets in that situation, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but he's been kind of shaky this year.
That's a fact.
I think the kicking's been shaky for everybody this year a little bit, though. I mean, we've seen that with
it has, even in college.
That's for Dallas.
Yeah, especially for us, too. We've had our issues. So
I'm trying to see who's going to replace. Okay, veteran backup Trent Scott will replace Sam Cosmi. So that's who's going to replace offensive lineman Sam Cosmi for the Commanders. Now, I don't know what happened today, but I know it's like stat. I don't think they practiced today, to be honest with you. Bobby Wagner, a lot of teams do this. Dallas did it a lot. Did not practice Wednesday. Deron Payne did not practice Wednesday. I expect both of them to play though. So that's something to watch. Frankie Louvu, he was a partial participant in Thursday's practice. So I don't have any other. I don't think they practiced today either. Meaning Wagner and Deron Payne. I'm sure they're going to give it a go. Why? I mean, they're probably just giving them a lot of. Yeah, that's the only I could think of. So that'll be interesting. Again, when I hear the Commanders, talk and the coach talk, it's interesting. It really is interesting because they are playing with house money. The one thing I will say with the Commanders is playing with house money is dangerous. We've seen that over the years. I think, and I like the Eagles this weekend, but I think that way more pressure is on the Eagles. Now, in saying that stadium's going to be rocking, and if they get off to a good start, it very well go the way Randy is saying. If they do not get off to a good start, or if shit goes against them, referees, whatever. If it doesn't, then that could be an exciting game. And if they have to rely on Philly's kicker, both kickers aren't great. So let's be honest. So I would just say if Eagles win, just get out to a good start. And I don't think it's going to be close. But I'm looking forward to it.
I'm hoping so.
I'm looking forward to it. But all right, everybody, we'll go around the horn here, get everybody's last thoughts, starting with Chris, and then we'll get out of here.
Well, let's have fun with our games, guys.
Yeah, we'll be here, brother. Aisha, anything you want to say about the Eagles or the Commanders?
Yeah, they better stop Saquon.
There you go. There you go. We'll save Drew for last. Wade, are you there or are you pumping iron?
Nice to see you, Drew.
He's pumping iron. Go ahead, Randy, and then we'll get to Drew, and then we'll get out of here.
I'm pulling for the Bills this weekend.
All right. The Bills?
Yes.
All right. Now, what if I told you that if the Bills win, then that would make it easier for the Eagles to win a Super Bowl?
I want the Bills to win.
Okay. So you don't care.
Yeah, didn't the Bills lose to the
I didn't
Super
say I
Bowl
wanted
twice?
the Eagles to win.
I want the Bills to win.
So you want the Bills to win twice? Is what you're saying.
But I want the Eagles to win big because I put money on it.
Okay, I got you. Oh shit, the Eagles may be screwed. You got a couple Cowboy fans betting on them. So
all Cowboy fans, go bet on the Eagles.
Yeah, everybody go bet on the Eagles. Lou Branch just ran for the hills. Drew, finish her up. You give me a little something for the birds.
Hey man, this team has been one of the better teams this year. I think, again, we already know the recipe. I think that the Eagles are determined. What happened to them at the end of the year when they lost that 7 out of 8 or 6 out of 7 it was, I think that really refocused this team. And I think that this team is determined and destined for greatness. I'm excited about it. And I think it's going to be a good game. And I like the Eagles 27-7.
Okay, I mean,
Hey, Drew, y'all win a Super Bowl again. Just don't do no stupid bet again, like eating horse poop like last time.
Oh, don't do that. That's disgusting. Don't even say that. But anyway, all right, everybody, and I only got one more thing to say. This is a funny video. This is the mayor of Philadelphia. Just check it out on the way out.
Well, listen, we've got to do this. Let me hear you all say E-L-G-L-E-S, Eagles! Let's go, Birds!
This is no fucking joke here. I could lose a foot.
It's numb, huh?
The fuck you think? How can we be lost like this? We're in fucking New Jersey.
South Jersey. Hi. Maybe we should eat some of these berries.
Are you nuts? Shit like that could be poisonous. You don't know. Come on. What the fuck is that?
Looks like a truck.
There's fucking gravel under this snow.
Go fucking Birds!